To help with collaboration with suppliers and vendors, we added a new tool in IronCAD 2018 called Shrink Wrap. This tool is found on the assembly ribbon bar labeled Shrink Wrap. What this tool will do is actually take your model and simplify it so that you don't give away critical information. For example, for this model, we can go ahead and initiate the command, and you can see you have various options here where you can specify certain parts that you know you want to keep or certain parts you want to discard, or you can just discard certain parts by a certain size. In my case, I know there's certain parts I want to keep. For example, I want to keep all these grommets here on the part. I can just select those and maybe these blue tubes as well. We can tell which parts we want to remove. For example, we don't want any of these internal parts in here to go out. And then we can also do hole patching. Hole patching where we'll fill in all the holes on the part so you don't give away other information that you may not want to give out. Or you can actually specify a range. And notice I have a hole here that's got a 70.4 diameter hole. We want to make sure those remain. So anything that's smaller than that is what we want to keep. So we'll say anything that's smaller than 70 millimeters. And actually this one's going to be a little bit smaller than that. So let's go ahead and make it 40 millimeters to get rid of all the other holes except for this one and these. We go ahead and hit OK. You also have various options that you can specify to remove any invisible parts that may be internal to the model. Those can automatically be hidden. You can combine this result into one single lump geometry, or one part, so that you don't have the assembly structure, or you can keep it as an individual assembly structure. In our case, we can do either or. So if we want to keep it into multiple parts, we can just turn that option off, and we'll also ask it to save the file and keep the file open. So once we run this, it'll take a second and go through and process this. And this can depend on your model file size on how long this takes. This one's fairly small, but we can go ahead and run this, and we'll say this is our shrink wrap file. Hit save, and it'll open it up for us, and you can see it maintained multiple assembly parts here, or individual parts inside of here, so I can select individually to see these. And notice it kept some of the holes that we said that were necessary, other than 40 millimeters inside of here for these smaller holes, and then larger holes maintained. But all the little bitty holes have been removed, and we can actually work with this model with our suppliers so they can do other form, fit, or functions with this model in their own application. Now this is saved as an ICS file, but you can actually take this file now and export it out as a step or an IGES to share that as well. So enjoy the new shrink wrap capability to help you collaborate with suppliers and vendors.